Soccer coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, All-Star Concrete, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fiscus Jewelers, The Zoom Room Dog Training, Nick Jarash Fitness, Knockerball 118, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, and Reed Plumbing. Jaguar Soccer on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, Sinorama Ankeny, West 40 Market, Rainbow of the Heartland, Prairie Trail Sports Complex, Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, and Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching, we have the best technology, we have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
DeArmond certified used vehicles aren't the same as the rest.
Every DeArmond certified vehicle receives a 175-point inspection and comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and DeArmond Care. Wheel, dent, windshield repair, repel paint and windshield protection, and a full tank of fuel.
Buy with confidence, knowing you made a wise decision with DeArmond Certified.
Find DeArmond certified used vehicles at DeArmondFord.com.
Well, good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to Centennial Digital on CISN, driven by Freedom Tire, here at Ankeny Centennial High School for tonight's 4A baseball matchup between the 6th-ranked Southeast Polk Rams, who are currently taking the infield, and the number 1-ranked Centennial Jaguars. My name's Cade Tomlinson, and I'm excited to be bringing you the action of tonight's game. Today and always, our pregame show is brought to you by Sinorama. Sinorama Ankeny is your full-service sign and graphics company. We design, produce, and install all types of exterior and interior signs. Graphics for vehicles, including vehicle wraps, walls, windows, and doors. We also do banners, yard signs, business cards, real estate signs, trade show, and exhibit. Displays, flags, and more. Call us at 515-216-1240 or visit us at www.sinorama-ankeny.com. That's www.signarama-ankeny.com. Well, before we head into tonight's game, let's take a look at some of the stats for the teams prior to tonight's game. First up for the Rams, they are coached coached by Scott Supernaut. And coming into tonight's game, they have a record of 15-6. Looking at the team's batting overall, they're batting with a .248 batting average. The highest belonging to senior number 9 Carson Medina with a .364. In the field, the Rams have committed 39 errors. And back on the baselines, the Rams have attempted 81 stolen bases and been successful 65 times. Leading the team is senior number 15, Ian McDaniel, with 10 out of 11 attempts being successful. Looking at the pitching for the Rams, the team has pitched 145 innings with a total ERA of 1.83. Now for the Jaguars, coming into tonight's game with a 13-0 record and ranked first in 4A. The team as a whole is batting .352 with the highest batting average belonging to senior number 2 Nick Severson with a .511. Looking at ribbies, the Jags have 81 runs batted in, with Severson leading the way with 14. In the field, the Jags have committed only 13 errors. And on the baselines, Jags attempting 65 stolen bases, being successful 56 times. Leading the way is the Juicy Wiggle King, senior number 3, Cole Greider, with 9 out of 10 attempts successful. In total, the team has scored 110 runs. Looking at the pitching for Centennial, an outstanding ERA of .84. Looking at tonight's starting pitcher, Cole Greider for the Jaguars, coming into tonight with a 0 ERA. And there are some of the stats for tonight's game as we get ready. It's Rams-Jaguars.
Soccer coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, All-Star Concrete, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fiscus Jewelers, The Zoom Room Dog Training, Nick Jarash Fitness, Knockerball 118, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, and Reed Plumbing.
Well, everybody, welcome back to the ballpark. We are just about ready to head over to the public address announcer, my dad, Rodney Tomlinson, for starting lineups.
Good evening, ball fans. Welcome to Ankeny Centennial High School for tonight's game. Our visitors this evening, the Southeast Polk Rams. And your Centennial Jaguars. Let's take a look at our starting lineups. First for the Rams. Leading off at shortstop, number 15, Ian McDaniel. Batting second, number 5, the right fielder, Jack Casey. Hitting third in center field, number 10, Carson Kesey. Hitting fourth, the designated hitter, number 7, Connor DeWong. In the 5 spot, number 19, the third baseman, Maddox O'Connor. Hitting sixth in left field, number 1, Alex Stewart. Batting seventh, number 12, the first baseman, Landon Hamilton. Batting eighth, number 4, the catcher, Corbin Medina. And batting ninth at second base, number 13, Kale Supernaut. On the mound, number 9, Carson Medina. Head coach of the Rams is Scott Supernaut. And now, here are the starters for your Centennial Jaguars. Stephen Churchman. In the cleanup spot, your designated hitter, number 24, Joey Oakey. Batting fifth, number 1, third baseman, Kyle Miller. Batting sixth in left field, number 10, Sean Stewart. In the seventh spot, number 5, the shortstop, Lucas Brule. Batting eighth in right field, number 13, Jack Compton. And batting ninth at second base, number 29, Isaac Barule. Pitching tonight, number 3, Cole Greider. Your head coach to the Jaguars is Mark High.
Jaguar Soccer on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, Sinorama Ankeny, West 40 Market, Rainbow of the Heartland, Prairie Trail Sports Complex, Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, and Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Drosh Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial. The number 1 ranked Jaguars versus the number 6 ranked Southeast Polk Rams. Rams, of course, being the visitor here tonight as we are at the beautiful Ankeny ballpark. Beautiful new fenced Ankeny ballpark, or netted, I should say. So Jaguars starting out in the field, looking around. It's Nick Severson back behind the dish. Then it is Cole Greider on the mound. Damon Churchman over at first. Looking at second, it is Isaac Brule. Then the other half of the Brule brothers, it's Lucas Brule over at short. And then Kyle Miller getting his second start of the season over there at third. Looking to the outfield, Sean Stewart in left. Looking to center, it's Easton Miller, number 16. And Jack Compton getting some field time over in right. Your first three up for the Rams going to be number 15, Ian McDaniel. Jack Casey going to be batting in the 2 spot. Then it's Carson Kesey batting third. So Cole Greider got a pocket full of sunshine as we get ready to go here. First pitch coming your way. Temperature at first pitch, 76 degrees. And there's the first pitch, going to be up and away for ball one. The 1-0 pitch turns it into 1-1. As that one going to be fouled back towards the softball fields. So 1-1 now the count to McDaniel. Here's the pitch, going to be in for strike number 2. So 1-2 now the count. Greider's first game started here for the Jaguars this season. 2 games pitched. Only 2.2 innings pitched. So we'll see how far into the game Greider goes as the count evens out at 2-2. And McDaniel going to send that one out to left field. And it is going to be foul as Kyle Miller can't track that one down. So Ian McDaniel going to find his way back to the box, making the count 2-2 once again. Looking at the hitting for McDaniel, 349 on the season so far, as that one's going to be up and away for ball number 3. So a full count now to McDaniel. The 3-2 pitch. And it's going to be called ball 4. McDaniel going to work the base on balls. So that'll put a runner on first as Jack Casey now steps up to the box. The Ram right fielder. Greider checks the runner at first, peeks him. The delivery home, going to find the outside of the strike zone, and it makes the count 0-1. The 0-1 delivery. Going to be in for strike number 2, and they get him stealing. So Jack McDaniel becomes out number 1. As he gets caught stealing. Not the way you want to start off the game on your first base runner. 0-2 the count. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and it's going to be up to make it 1-2. The 1-2 delivery fouled back. So nobody on. The 2-2 delivery up the middle. And Lucas Brule just barely off that one, but Easton Miller going to round it up in center. And it's going to go down for a base hit. Carson Kesey, the Rams center fielder, now steps up to the box, batting left-handed. Runner on first. That one going to be fouled back towards the football stadium, as evidently the band is having rehearsal as it hits a gong. I didn't think band rehearsal was till next Tuesday, but I must be missing it. And that one going to be lined out. Stewart not going to be able to track it down as runners coming home. And they get the out at third, but a runner will come across. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not necessarily sure how you mark that in the book. So it sounds like a 7-6-5 double for Kesey is how it's going to be marked in the book. Connor DeWong now at the plate. The 0-1 delivery ripped down the third base line. And tracking it down in center field, it's going to be Easton Miller. So an F8 in the book as we head to the bottom of the first. It's Rams 1-0.
Soccer coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, All-Star Concrete, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fiscus Jewelers, The Zoom Room Dog Training, Nick Jarash Fitness, Knockerball 118, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, and Reed Plumbing.
Laura here, proud to be the team for all your legal needs. Just a reminder to stick around after the game for the LGL Player of the Game. Go Jags!
Well, welcome back to the ballpark here on CISN and Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. The battery for the Rams, it is Carson Medina and the other Medina. So Medina to Medina, the battery. We'll get their names right here. Corbin Medina. So Carson Medina on the mound for the Rams. And back behind the dish, it is Corbin Medina, the twin battery. And we're not even in Minnesota. And Easton Miller going to fly out to the first baseman. Nick Severson getting ready to step up to the plate. Nick Severson, an outstanding batting average of .511 on the season so far. And 13 out of 13 games for Severson. So out of the 13 games the Jaguars have played, he's started every single time. The 0-1 pitch to Severson. Going to be low and away to make it 1-1. as the designated ball boy Ryan Weiss comes to get the ball. The 1-1 pitch popped over Medina's head, and Severson runs it out, but it's not going to be enough as it's 2 away. So the Jaguar first baseman Damon Churchman steps up to the plate. .444 batting average here for Churchman this year. As Churchman going to line that one to right field. So Joey Oki steps up to the dish. An outstanding pitcher for the Jaguars, committed to Iowa his freshman year. The 0-0 pitch going to be up for ball one. Churchman on first as he gets checked, and he is safe. Oki going to pop that one up. And Kesey settles under that one for out number 3. We're headed to the top of the second. Your score remains 1-0 Rams.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Jarash Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Well, welcome back to the ballpark here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. And joining me in the booth is the man that started it all. It's Mr. Andy Pollock. How's it going, Andy?
Hey, great to join you tonight, Cade. Just a beautiful night here at Ankeny Centennial. The weather that's happened this June has been outstanding. Had a little bit of rain to deal with on some nights, but, man, the nights we've been out here to play in Iowa in the summer, you can get a grab bag of anything, and we have been blessed with some outstanding weather here. And we got the windows open tonight here. We got the music piping in from your dad on the PA. It's been a great night so far.
Yeah, I think the old saying is, if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes and it'll change.
Well, and that was very true the other night on a softball game. It sure looked like we were about ready to get in and play against 3A number 3 Sadell. And just a couple minutes before, the skies opened up, and they never closed. We had rain all night long. We couldn't get that game in.
So Maddox O'Connor steps up to the plate for the Rams. So last night was the big matchup between Ankeny and Centennial. And as I hear, you had the honor of kicking off the streaming service over at Ankeny.
Yeah, we've got Ankeny on board right now with our streaming. They love it, as we are able to get all their stuff on as well right now. Obviously, it's been great. We've had our athletic directors here, Nate Lingren and Blake Crookshank, have been completely on board with everything we've done up here, and they put a good word in for me with the Southside administration, and we've been able to get down there as well. Paul Yeager handling all our duties. Everybody knows Paul Yeager. He's everybody's best friend, and so it's been great to have him on board to handle everything down there. And the big thing is we want to get the exposure to the student-athletes, make sure all their hard work does not go unnoticed in the community.
So Landon Hamilton now up at bat as Maddox O'Connor is on base for the Rams.
It was a great hit to start the inning there for O'Connor. Found the gap over there between 5 and 6. Able to get himself on the base.
Or correction, Alex Stewart now up to bat looking at the wrong spot as Coach not able to make a play on that one. Where are you at, Coach?
That's one of those things. Don't be a hero. I've tried to do that before, and when that ball hits you, if you don't catch it exactly right, you can be in pain for a while there. But quickly up in the count, Grider now 0-2, and be curious to see, he hasn't been up in the count a whole lot. Be curious to see what his punch-out pitch is here.
So the 0-2 pitch, and fouled off again.
Well, a little bit of an off-speed, not a whole lot of movement on it, but brought that thing to the outside corner. That's one thing. Grider, we haven't seen him a whole lot this year. The Jaguars so deep in pitching, but the schedule lately has been brutal as far as getting everybody in, and you only have so many arms and so many pitches to throw.
That one going to be fouled back to the padding as Coach Sean Lynham comes out to grab that one.
Yeah, last night, though, just an incredible atmosphere down on the south side. Anytime those two teams get together, it's great. Southeast Polk's brought a lot of fans here tonight as well. And is giving chase over there. Not quite able to get it. Sorry, missed on the camera switch there, but I got a couple duties I'm doing right now. But the summer's been incredible so far. Centennial Jags ranked number 1 in both softball and baseball. Softball got another win tonight. They moved to something like 11-1, 12-1. They've got a huge weekend, 4 games this weekend as they go up to Northeast Iowa. Hotel stay involved there. Baseball team has been ranked number 1 for weeks right now. Just a fun summer so far of Jaguar softball and baseball. If you haven't got out here to catch these teams, the games move fast. Like both baseball and softball, they are able to move very quick. And it's just a fun atmosphere, a lot of fans. Kind of has turned into the social event on the north side during the summertime right now.
The 0-2 pitch. Stewart still battling, and he's going to line that one through 5 and 6. Only going to go through for a single. So, yeah, going back to softball, getting their win tonight. I hear on the way back they've had a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, I was getting some text messages about, hey, can you come pick me up? I know I'm like 35 minutes away, more like an hour and 35 away with the road construction the way it is right now in Ankeny to get down there. But, yeah, they came away with a 6-2 win at Dowling tonight and finished up the doubleheader that you mentioned before, the doubleheader that would not end, and they were able to get rid of that one here tonight and flush that one and move on. They play at Waterloo West tomorrow, as you see the runners move on there on the pass ball. But, yeah, the Waterloo West tomorrow night, who gave them fits in the regional semifinal a year ago, and it's kind of a flashback because they'll have a doubleheader with them tomorrow night up in Blackhawk County, and then they move down to Linn-Mar on Saturday. They'll stay in a hotel in Marion. They play on Saturday at Linn-Mar, and they will. That's a team that knocked them out of the tournament a year ago. And all those teams, or both those teams, I should say, have a lot of girls back. In fact, I believe both West and Lamar have everybody back from a year ago. So it should be a fun weekend for the Jaguars and their fans. Baseball, I know, is over at Cedar Rapids, so everybody will be over in Linn County rolling with their summer sports. Ooh, Grider, that home plate umpire wanted to ring him up there, give him the second strike. Didn't quite follow through with it.
So 2-1 now the count to Hamilton. Runners on second and third. The 2-1 pitch swung on for strike number 2.
Grider going to the curveball there, throwing it right at the face of the batter and breaks away late. Kind of a defensive swing.
So 2-2 now the count, no outs. That one going to be outside to fill up the count at 3-2.
And Grider's going to have to be careful here. We've seen a couple pitches get away from Severson at catcher, and not a situation right now. The Jaguars have had really good bats this year, but you don't want to get it behind by too much right now, especially with the momentum the Jaguars have.
And Lucas Bruhl throws it over to first for an out, but one run will come across.
Yeah, that's the only play that Bruhl's able to make on that. The old Baltimore chop right there. The high bouncer, there's nowhere to go for Bruhl except to first and get the out. That's the right play made. And quite honestly, I mean, the Jaguars were going to need more than 2 runs to win this game anyway, so no harm done with that one. Cut the damage right now. Go ahead and bat in the next inning.
So Corbin Medina now up at the plate. The 0-0 pitch. No appeal due.
There we go.
And the appeal that I was talking about before.
I'm not even sure the check went, but the pitch was a strike.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, more along those lines. I've called plenty of games from behind the pitcher's mound. You got a decent view back there.
Yeah. So now the count 1-1 for Medina.
Jaguars going deep tonight in pitching. Again, Grider, not a whole lot of appearances this year. You probably won't see him a whole lot this year.
As Lucas Bruhl going to throw over to first once again, and a run will come across, but the bases stay empty.
The Jags have been so deep this year in pitching, and everybody wants to talk about Joey Oki, and Joey's been outstanding. So fun to watch, both pitching and hitting. But where the Jags have really made their difference, and the reason they're undefeated and ranked number 1 in the state right now in Class 5A, is their depth that they've got in pitching. As you see tonight, Grider in a battle with Southeast Polk. But we saw Alberhaski and Pratt go last night. Both those guys were nearly unhittable, and the defense behind them is a big part of that. They're so strong all the way around. Tough to find a weakness in this Jaguar defense.
As that one is a bunt popped up and back towards the net. Severson not going to try and track that one down.
We have a great view of Severson's face as soon as he realized that he had taken the step the wrong direction off the bunt, and I saw it too. I thought from back here it looked like it had gone forward. He took a step forward. As soon as he realized it was behind him, he saw his eyes roll back in his head, just that frustration that comes along with that, and not something you're probably going to see on the camera, but he knew right away no chance to get to that ball.
So the 1-1 count with 2 outs. Finds the outside of the zone for strike number 2.
Again, a chance. Grider's not been able to get anything past these Southeast Polk hitters tonight. See if he has to go to something on the outside corner, maybe get him looking at one. That
looking
didn't miss
for
by much.
Looking for the top of the zone there.
I like that look, yeah.
2-2 now the count. Corbin Medina batting .250 on the year so far. The 2-2 pitch going to be lined to left field, and that's another base runner on for Southeast Polk.
Yeah, good piece of hitting. Able to free things up.
And
hung just long enough to get that pitch right down the middle and to rip that. That's been a popular place right now, left center field for the Rams.
And correction, that was Super Knot up to bat, not Medina. Again, just looking at the wrong spot on my scorecard.
It's a beautiful looking card you got there tonight, ready to roll here.
So Ian McDaniel now back up at the plate for the Rams. The 0-0 pitch outside. Almost looked like they were trying to set up Severson for the back pick.
We've seen him do that a couple times this year. They like that a lot.
Well, Severson's got a good arm to do it with. He's got a nice, strong arm. Get the ball down there quick, as that one's going to be popped up and sent foul towards the softball field. So 1-1 the count, 2 outs, runner on first for the Rams. As Ian McDaniel the batter, Grider the pitcher, Severson the catcher. The 1-1 pitch in, and for strike number 2. So 1-2 now going to be the count to McDaniel.
Yeah, the change up there from Grider just kind of froze McDaniel just briefly, long enough to make him think twice about it.
Yeah, and in baseball, if you think twice, you're already too late. As Supernaut moves on to second.
Supernaut was rolling on that pitch regardless. Again, breaking ball coming from Grider. That one in the dirt. Good stop by Severson. You know, outstanding job. Severson's been so good behind the plate this year. You had a chance to interview him the other night, and it's interesting to get in the mind of those guys, what their approach is at the plate and as a catcher. It's not just guys reacting. Like they've got ideas in their head about how they want things to look.
Yeah, Severson was the Lamberti Goki Lucci player of the game against Johnston. The rematch of the sub-state final from last year.
What a win that was for the Jaguars.
And the win wasn't very small, 12-3 the final score. The 3-2 pitch. Stewart tracking back to the wall and does not come up with it as a run going to come across. So McDaniel an RBI double off that at-bat.
Yeah, trading places out there at second base, and Stewart out there. It's such a long ball that at a lot of parks in the CIML, that's gone in that situation. And Stewart caught having to backtrack, get all the way past the warning track, and that's on a night like tonight. There's not much wind, and sometimes you're counting on playing that wind, and nothing moves it. It's just a straight shot. Sometimes those are some of the hardest to get to.
Yeah, the flag hanging low and limp there in right field. The 0-0 pitch to Casey.
This situation right now, I'll be curious to see. I mean, the Jaguars at some point tonight, I don't see Grider going the distance. We'll be curious to see who else gets a chance to go in and pitch, because they're in a grind right now. There's a lot of games coming up over the next few days.
So 1-1 the count to Casey.
Jaguars going to have to win this game at the plate tonight.
Score currently 4-0 Rams.
That didn't miss by much on the outside. You see Grider trying to work the corners. You know, when you're a pitcher, nothing against Cole, but he doesn't have that overpowering fastball that's going to blow by these guys, so he's going to have to be crafty up there on the bump.
2-1 the count to Casey. Here is the pitch. Fouled back to make it 2-2.
Yeah, I like that pitch a lot from Cole, working that outside corner, curveball inside, or curveball middle to out. Bait those batters into swinging at it. Nice job by Casey there just to fight it off, though. 2-2-2. It's a little shake 'em if you got 'em situation right now. Grider's got to get out of this inning.
So Casey, a 274 average. As Kyle Miller throws over to first, play not able to be made.
Looks like we're going to have an appeal here. The Jaguars want interference. I'm not sure there was contact. They're going to get together and talk about this right now, about what happened over at third base, because there was definitely, there they go, they call him out. I didn't know if there was contact or not. I couldn't see it. I didn't know if you saw it or not, but they are going to call interference there on the runner. No run counts right now. That'll be out number 3, and we'll move to the bottom of the second inning.
All right, so 3 runs put up for the Rams on 2 singles. And we head to the bottom of the second. Your score 4-0 Rams.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
So Kyle Miller up to bat for the Jaguars as we come back to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial. As that one's going to be fouled back to the net. So as I mentioned earlier in our pregame show, the Jaguars 13-0 on the season, looking to keep it that way, but not holding steady at the moment.
Now the Bats are going to have to catch up tonight. They've only had one opportunity so far at the plate, and the Jags have been so good in late-game situations, putting up a lot of runs in the last 3 innings of each game. Ooh, that pitch didn't miss by much. Not at all. But, yeah, the Jaguars have been so good in late game situations. The last 3 innings of games scored a lot of runs this year.
Yeah, looking at the runs for the Jaguars, 110 runs scored overall for the Jags.
My math isn't very good. I know yours isn't either, but my that's 8.5 runs a game, somewhere around there.
As a standing O comes from our public address announcer who needs to sit down before we get home.
Oh, shoot.
As Kyle Miller.
Yeah, always good to have you and your dad up here in the booth together. Some not-so-friendly banter usually up here. That's good stuff. I love the sport of baseball. I love calling baseball. Just the relaxed atmosphere of being in the crowd. And obviously you love when you get to the postseason, how everything works out. But you also
So Kyle Miller obviously not agreeing with that call as he saw it as ball 4.
Well, and earlier in the count you saw a pitch in that same area, and we've got a great view of it behind home plate. You saw a pitch called a ball, and we thought that one probably should have been called a strike.
Yeah.
So as you come back to it, if your eye's adjusting to it, as you come back to it, that's he sees it as a ball early on, but it looked a lot like a strike to us early on from up here.
So first pitch to Sean Stewart called a strike, and second one down low and in the dirt for ball 1. So 1-1 the count to Stewart with 1 away. Looking at Sean Stewart's batting average, a .321 on the season.
Well, and the Jaguars, like I said, late game situations, but the way things are set up in Iowa high school baseball, you got to get to those late game situations right now. You still want to be in the game, and sitting at 4-0, only 1 hit through 1 1/3, which doesn't seem like much, but you're down 4-0 right now. I start hitting the ball. Oh, I like that pitch a lot. Ooh.
So the count fills up at 3-2. Sean Stewart, 28 at-bats, 9 hits, as that one going to be called ball 4.
And that's what the Jaguars need to get a base runner, obviously. I mean, you get those on, and you're not going to have the way things are set up right now, you don't have 4 runs in 1 swing at the moment, and that part comes from the beginning of the order. You're not going to get there for a while. So one at a time, station to station, claw your way back into the game over the next couple innings.
As Brule lays down the bunt, a throw over to first, and it's going to be a sac bunt for Lucas Brule as the runner will advance to second.
Yeah, that's a really nice play by O'Connor right there. I'm not sure if you caught that on the camera, but able to pick it up with his bare hand and whip that thing across, and just in time to knock out Brule.
Yeah, Brule, probably one of the quickest players on the Centennial lineup. Not necessarily a tall kid, but he's definitely got the speed to back him up.
Well, and it fits the bill. He's a really good wrestler as well for Coach Groth and the Jaguar wrestling team, the Black Shirts. He's been really, really successful with them, wrestled at the state tournament this year, him and his brother. Just a lot of fun to watch out there, and equally as fun to watch on the baseball field.
So Jack Compton up to bat, 2-0 the count. Now to Compton as Isaac Brule, the other half of the Brule brothers, on deck.
Been able to call a lot of Compton sports over the last 2 years between girls soccer and baseball with the Compton triplets. Whew. A little chin music there for Compton. Oh, the pickoff, look out.
And
Whew.
he's safe as he dropped the ball.
Oh, I didn't see that from here because it looked like the throw was in time from up here.
I think he tried to sell it as if he didn't drop the ball and try and do a little sleight of hand to pick up the ball afterwards, but 3-0 the count to Compton. In for strike 1.
Yeah, that's a good pitch right there, though. After he's been working that inside with some breaking balls that didn't break, he just goes able to hit his spot away from Compton.
(3-1) the count to Compton as he checks back. And Stewart going to stay down in the dirt for a little bit, waiting for the ball to be thrown back.
A lot of respect for Stewart as a base runner out there at second base. And they got some runs to work with. They can be aggressive trying to throw out those leadoff batters.
Yeah, Sean Stewart 6 for 10 on the baseline. Or 6 for 8, excuse me. 6 stolen bases, 8 attempts. As the count fills up at 3-2 for Compton. The pitch from Medina, swung on by Compton for out number 3. And with that, they leave one stranded and no runs scored. It remains 4-0 Rams.
DeArmond certified used vehicles aren't the same as the rest.
Every DeArmond certified vehicle receives a 175-point inspection and comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and DeArmond Care. Wheel, dent, windshield repair, repel paint and windshield protection, and a full tank of fuel.
Buy with confidence, knowing you made a wise decision with DeArmond Certified.
Find DeArmond certified used vehicles at DeArmondFord.com.
So a new pitcher on the mound for the Jaguars. Looks like they're only going to throw Greider 2 innings. So Ross Crawford going to take over the duties on the mound.
What you got for numbers there on Greider there tonight, Kate? I mean, I don't remember any walks, so his control was good, but just say, Southeast Polk really hit him pretty solid to left center field. That seemed to be their spot.
Yeah, no Ks for Greider on the night, sadly. 4 runs against. Only 3 of those looking like they're going to go on to the ERA. But yeah, other than that, I mean, can't necessarily say a solid outing from Greider, but wouldn't say it's necessarily the worst outing you could ever have.
Well, again, talked about it before. It's such a grind this week. You go from Johnston earlier in the week, and then you've got Ankeny, the big crosstown rival last night, which you're able to sweep with your 2 and 3 pitchers. But then you've got to go to Cedar Rapids this weekend, and they've got, I can't remember if it's Kennedy or Prairie. Either way, they're both in the top 5. So they got both of them this weekend, and then you come back Monday night with a huge doubleheader against Conference Milwaukee Northwest. That didn't miss by much.
Yeah, the zone seems to get bigger and smaller from the blue here. As the 1-0 pitch in, and that one didn't look like it missed by much either.
This is just one of those nights that it's going to be a battle of attrition. I haven't looked enough at Southeast Polk's schedule as of late to see what their pitching situation's like, but right now you're really focused on Monday night. You'll get some
Sean Stewart settles under that one for out number 1. So for those of you keeping book at home, that goes down as an F7.
Yeah, and I had a bad beat on that one because I thought that was going to Easton Miller in center field, and all of a sudden I saw him give up on it. I thought it was going to drop, and Stewart steps in and makes the play. So good communication with those guys in the outfield, and get that first out of the inning. That's important here for Ross.
As another one sent to the outfield, and Easton Miller not able to come up with that one.
Yeah, Miller called everybody off there, but I'm not so sure there wouldn't have been a better situation out there from right field to come in and make that play. He called it off. Again, the communication was great because that's a dangerous play. That's a dangerous spot between right field, center field, and second base. And Miller called everybody off and able to allow him to go all out to try to get that ball.
Yeah,
but
going
I'm
back.
not so sure that's not a better play for the right fielder to make.
Going back to games last night against Centennial and Ankeny, we saw a little bit of confusion last night towards the end of the second game from the Ankeny defense as a couple of players came together and let a runner get on base as the 0-0 pitch sent out. Churchman tracked it all the way there.
Sounds like you hit a Looney Tune out there.
I'm being verbally abused in the booth tonight.
I feel like
so there's that back pick from Severson.
Again, we said he's been really good at that this year. Let's take a step back. I want to talk more about this verbal abuse right now that you're taking up here because I mean, I feel like at this point, you've done this with us for a couple of years. I feel like at this point, as the young guy up here, you're probably used to it by now.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
We've got Cade Tomlinson, folks. He's just a junior in high school, doing an outstanding job calling the games. A rising star in the, especially in the baseball side of things. So honored to have him with us here tonight. And tonight and most nights brings a unique perspective as a player on the Centennial baseball team. It also, it's nice to have a guy with a perspective, but that can also articulate a sentence that checks both boxes that I need right now to have you do these games tonight.
Also does make it a little bit difficult on the schedule, though, as that one going to be sent to Easton Miller, tracking it down in left center.
Yeah, Miller's wheels in center field make a lot of plays that, I'm not going to say that play can't be made, but it's a play that's tough to be made, but he makes it look very routine as he's able to get there. And Stewart, another left fielder. We got the Stewart & Stewart law firm here in left field tonight for both teams.
As Crawford steps off the rubber. So speaking of the rubber, I recently saw a video showing what the actual mound is made out of. It's pretty much just a 2-3 inch PVC pipe surrounded in square rubber, and the pipe is completely hollow. It's actually fairly interesting. And the only thing really weighing it down is the dirt inside of that tube.
The dirt and the pitcher on top of it.
Yeah.
Been able to see a lot of softball games so far this year, and it's interesting to see a place like Centennial where it's solid clay. There's not a divot at all in that circle for softball. Then you get to other places, and you've got the Grand Canyon coming off the rubber. Coach Brett Delaney does an outstanding job keeping care of his circle.
Yeah, both fields here at Centennial, beautiful fields. And have to say at that, a beautiful backdrop as well for at least the baseball side of things. Softball, pretty good view as well.
Pretty similar, a good suburban backdrop right now. You're staring right at suburbia, Iowa right now as you look at everything.
Yeah, bring it back 10 years to when this school first started, and you might have had country back there, but not for very long as suburbia has taken over.
We'll be right back. This is Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Soccer coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, All-Star Concrete, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fiscus Jewelers, The Zoom Room Dog Training, Nick Jarash Fitness, Knockerball 118, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, and Reed Plumbing.
Well, welcome back to the ballpark, and here on CISN and Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. Of course, all throughout today's game, we're looking for tonight's Lamberti Goki Lucci Law Player of the Game. Of course, we're only 2 innings in, going to 3, so everything's still up for debate here on the Centennial side of things.
Yeah, and when you're down 4-0, I'd say everything's up to debate right now. Jag's only able to scratch out one hit so far, and you got to feel like as we go back through the order once again, the bats are going to come alive as they have done so often.
So Isaac Brule, the first hitter for the Jaguars, and first pitch is inside. Leans away from that one.
Yeah, a little chin music at Brule there.
The 1-0 pitch going to be away for ball 2.
Well, and getting this leadoff runner on will be huge right now for the Jaguars. Just causes defenses to shift a little bit more, get out of position.
As Brule sends that one third base side, but foul. So in the count to Isaac Brule.
The brothers Brule that we've seen so far here tonight, patrolling the infield for the Jaguars. Again, a couple good wrestlers.
I think we should start calling them sophomore Brule or junior Brule because it gets confusing between the two of them sometimes. If you didn't know they were a year apart, you could almost say they were twins.
No doubt. And I'd not want to get between those two if there was a takedown that was going to be determine the winner for the evening, because I got a feeling that could get a little bit ugly.
Maybe that's how we decide our Lamberti Goki Lucci player of the night. If it's between those two. So Medina going to get credited with the K. Brings us back to the top of the Jaguar order. Easton Miller, the center fielder. First pitch to Miller finds the strike zone on a breaking ball. So the 0-1 count to Miller. Outside, ball one. That one going to get by the catcher. 2-1 now the count. And, of course, if you're watching at home, be sure to drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll give you a big welcome here on Centennial Digital from the booth as the count evens out at 2-2.
Jaguars in need of base runners right now. As we back at the top of the order right now with Easton Miller, and Miller's been really good about finding his way on this year, regardless of the method.
And swung on for strike number 3. So 2 Ks here for Medina in the bottom of the third.
Well, Medina that time goes with the off-speed pitch, as Miller was expecting it to break inside, and it never did. He just went with a changeup on the inside corner, and Miller way ahead of it, expecting it to break into the zone, and he didn't. It didn't. And the Medina to Medina connection works once again. And he's got him baffled right now up there on the hill.
Severson swings away for strike number 1 of the at-bat.
And Medina, he's just changing his speed so much. He's not throwing consistent at all, and that's been really tough on the Jaguar hitters.
Yeah, looking at Medina, a .42 ERA. So not too bad at all.
I'd say if you're not giving up a half a run a game, or many times if you're only giving up a half a run a game, you're going to win a lot of games. How many appearances does he have this year? What's his innings look like?
Carson Medina, 3 games played. All starts for Medina, record of 3-0.
So we're seeing a pretty good one tonight for Polk.
3-1 the count now to Severson. Swung on, fouled back for strike 2.
Jaguars just, again, need to get these bats going right now. You can talk all you want about the depth of pitching going at least 5 deep here tonight, but until they get some runs on the board, it's not really going to matter right now. Just haven't been able to get that base runner. We've been struggling. There's been, one base runner so far, and he got thrown out.
3-2 the count to Severson. The payoff pitch and ball 4.
Ooh, that didn't miss by much.
So Severson going to walk his way to first as Damon Churchman getting ready to step up to the plate.
Looks like we've got a Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital substitution there coming in. Albert Haskey coming in.
And typically that courtesy running spot taken up by Jack Compton, but Compton in the Jaguar lineup here tonight. Batting 8th in the order and playing right field.
Oh, That's a dirty pitch. We've got a great view of that one, and that's pretty slick coming in there from Medina.
Beautiful pitch. Starts it at Churchman and just breaks it into the glove of the catcher and swung on and caught for strike 3. So 3 Ks that time for Medina, 1 runner left on. No hits, no errors. We head to the top of the 4th. Your score remains 4-0 Rams.
Jaguar Soccer on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, Sinorama Ankeny, West 40 Market, Rainbow of the Heartland, Prairie Trail Sports Complex, Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, and Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill.
On before we came back here from break. 4-0 the score for the Rams, as Ross Crawford returns out to the mound for the Jaguars.
I mean, we had Johnny Cash playing during the break. How do you not sing along to that?
That is a very good point.
Press box karaoke, we'll call that tonight.
So Hamilton steps into the box, gets a night off of Broadway, comes and plays some baseball.
Alexander Hamilton. I can't rap like those guys do in the musical, though.
You know, I've watched it so many times, and I'm still working on it to this day. So,
get the Schuyler sisters. Got that one down.
0-2 count. Sent down the first base line and just foul.
We have the schedule this year has been such with a new CIML that basically it feels like right now, at least every night, we're doing softball or baseball. We've had as good as the Jaguars have been, we've found some ways to entertain ourselves throughout the course of those nights as well. And what's crazy enough is we're closing in on the halfway point of the season already. So if you haven't had a chance to get out here and watch the Jags, either softball or baseball, you need to do so. It's a very talented group.
And the punch out for Crawford.
Well, and that's one thing we haven't seen a whole lot tonight. In fact, I think that's the first strikeout that the Jaguars have got, their pitching staff. Crawford goes the off-speed pitch on the inside, again expecting it to break. It never did. And Corbin Medina stepping up to the plate. One of the Medina twins in the battery tonight.
Crawford, beautiful pitch from Crawford.
He goes back to that inside corner again. Really working that. Really tough to get a solid bat on that, but you have to be able to control it with the batters so close to you.
The 1-1 pitch swung on and sent sky high. Lucas Brule tracking it down and calls everyone off, and he'll take it on his own. An F6 in the book for 2 as Super Nye gets ready to step up to the plate.
Brule controlling the infield there. Everybody stepped away from him. A lot of confidence in their shortstop to make that play.
The 0-0 pitch swung on, sent foul.
A couple souvenirs out there in the right field bleachers tonight. See, we got some fans out on the sidewalk tonight staring into the sun out there watching the game tonight. It's a better view here, I'll tell you that.
And that pitch swung on to make it 0-2.
Well, again, Crawford coming out now. He's done a good job of working ahead in the counts. He's got a couple plays, couple pitches to toy with the batters right now. We'll see what he goes to.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Gonna just miss the zone up and away.
Yeah, and kind of a slider look from the inside out. Kept more speed on it than a normal curveball, and That was a dangerous pitch to watch go by you.
And that one swung on. Compton trying to track it down, but Isaac Brule calls him off. Compton kind of giving him a glare after that one, saying, man, that one was mine.
Yeah, I think Jack had some choice words for Brule right there as he cut through to him. But Jaguars, good pitching there by Crawford. We get out of it and head to the bottom of the fourth. Jaguars trail 4-0 here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
And the Juicy Wiggle playing over the PA system, but the Juicy Wiggle King not out on the mound anymore for the Jaguars. And we do have some dancing going on over in the student section. I believe it is the other Mitch or the other Greider brother leading the charge over in that section.
Yeah, the Juicy Wiggle not just going on in the student section. I didn't know that Rodney Tomlinson had those moves up here in the press box, as we see him do that as well.
So Joey Oakey leads off the inning for the Jaguars. Looking at the batting for Oakey, not only just an amazing pitcher, a 3.33 ERA.
Again, still the Jaguars just waiting on something to get started right now. Only one hit through 3 full innings.
The 1-1 pitch to Oakey.
I like Medina's control a lot. He's toyed with those corners, just has not given anything consistent for the Jaguar hitters to look at.
Yeah, it makes it very hard to actually try and get a hit as Oakey sends it down the third base side, and Oakey is safe at first, beats the throw. A bang-bang play, and that could have been called either way.
Well, and for the first time tonight, the Jaguars get their leadoff runner on, and that's going to be important right now. It gives them a couple other options. Not sure they're in a situation anymore where they can sacrifice anything, but certainly get some different shifts on your defense, get the middle infielders moving more towards the middle. Or Southeast Polk may elect, leading 4-0 right now. They may elect, as it looks right now, play things a little more straight away, not playing that double play shift in the middle, playing things more straight away up the middle and see what they can do.
So Kyle Miller now up to bat for the Jaguars. Southeast Polk third baseman playing about 2-3 feet off of the grass there on that side. And catcher tries to stick the pitch. Looked good, but called ball 2.
Miller no home runs yet this year, but he's certainly got the distance in him to take one out. Could use one right now for the Jags. Although I would expect no green light for him right now on the 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, this is only Kyle's, I believe, third game this season. Second start.
Oakey pretty cautious with his lead over there at first base. Just as we say that, they go with a pickoff, but just not a very big lead over there for Joey. He is a steal threat. He's got some wheels, but I don't think right now, I think the Jaguars are valuing these base runners right now as we sit here in the fourth.
Yeah, Oakey 4 for 5 on the base paths. And a free pass going to be given to Kyle Miller.
Stepping in, left fielder, number 10, Sean Stewart.
So Sean Stewart steps up to the plate.
Just like that, the equalizer in the circle, in the on-deck circle for the Jags. Medina has really struggled to get in front of the hitters here in the fourth inning.
So runners on first and second. Sean Stewart at the plate, 1-0 the count. That one going to be low and away for ball number 2.
Well, and maybe the answer was to get Medina in the stretch right now. That's where, once Oki got that infield hit to start the inning, we've really seen some control issues from Medina.
Sticks that one, but called ball 3.
That just changes up that release point just enough.
3-0 the count to Stewart. In and finds the inside of that zone.
Yeah, he caught the stitch of the baseball, caught the very edge of the plate right there.
Jaguar crowd and Sean Stewart not agreeing with that call, but the 3-1 pitch is going to find the zone for strike 2. So Medina working his way back from 3-0, now making it 3-2 full count.
Yeah, and as big a pitch as this is for Stewart, it's even bigger pitch for Medina right now. Could help work his way out of this jam.
The payoff pitch to Stewart outside and ball 4.
Think we're going to see a little mound visit right here. Jaguars in business here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll take a quick break. Be back right after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Well, an hour and 26 minutes here into the game here tonight, and it's Rams 4, Jaguars 0. But the bases are juiced for the Jaguars, and it's Lucas Brule up to bat.
Medina, infield hit now, and a couple walks has loaded the bases.
And first pitch away for ball number 1. Not the first pitch you want to throw to Lucas Brule. 1-0 the count. Brule sends that one to the second baseman, not able to come up with it. And the run comes across, and everybody is safe. So the Jaguars slowly start to battle back here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, again, Compton comes up to the plate right now. That's going to be ruled an error there on Southeast Polk, but a chance to do some damage here. Jaguars 1 by 1 right now, gradually getting him on, and kind of a destruction right now by Southeast Polk. Couple walks, an error. Not making things easy on themselves. Should say highly ranked Southeast Polk as well.
0-1 to Compton. Outside for ball 2, or for ball 1, excuse me. 1-1 now the count.
Yep, a little conversation there between the Medinas. If anybody's on the same page, I feel like it should be those two.
Yeah, I think one flipped a page too early. So they'll get back on the same page, make sure they've got everything straightened out, and that one going to be up for ball 2.
A lot of life right now from the Jaguar faithful, as sensing some blood in the water right now to get after here in the bottom of the 4th.
And that one going to find the zone. 2-2. Count evens out.
You're in a situation right now as the Rams, like you're just thinking outs right now. You're not thinking, they have not gone infield. Well, they've been in on the corners, but.
And the punch out. So the first out going to be Compton. But bases are still loaded as Isaac Brule steps up to the dish.
Well, and Brule, a bunt threat normally, but right now with bases loaded, I'm not sure that's the move you want to go with.
Yeah,
see how they play things on the third base side.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Third, play him back about a foot. First base is on the grass as first pitch finds the outside of the zone for strike number 1.
Yeah, now after that timeout and coming out to talk in the circle, much better control from Medina out of the stretch.
All he needed was a little pep talk from the coach.
Or maybe even talking him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a little amped up with things and just get him calmed down and play his game because he's done very well throwing the ball so far.
As that pitch fouled off from Brule. So 0-2 the count to Isaac Brule. The 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1.
Yeah, that did not miss by much. It did send Medina outside to get it. Probably not the exact spot that pitcher Medina wanted to throw it to, but catcher Medina had to go out and get it, but that did not miss by much.
The 1-2 pitch and called strike 3. So top of the order, Easton Miller steps up to the plate as Carson Medina going to put some dirt back up by the rubber.
Yeah, Carson Medina, a great opportunity right now to get out of a jam. You can see he's back into the windup right now, and I think that's helped him out quite a bit. That
as there is
so
strike number 1.
Once bases got loaded, he got that runner to third, he was able to go back into the windup, and that's made a big difference in his control right now.
The 0-1 count swung on by Miller.
This is where he's been so dangerous right now, Carson Medina, because he's got a wide variety of pitches. He's been all over the plate, working inside, outside. Not necessarily working high and low, but inside, outside with everything that he's got going, and he's been really dangerous ahead in the count for the Jags.
The 0-2 pitch, 2 outs. Swung on, dropped third strike, first, and the force out at home. I think technically on that it should have already been an out anyway because first base was occupied.
No, not with 2 outs. With 2 outs, everybody can run. But, yeah, it just turns into a force-out play at home. But, man, that was a huge missed opportunity right there for the Jaguars. Bases loaded with nobody out and only get 1 run. But we'll head Jaguars, though, starting to make things happen offensively, and that's what we're looking for here tonight. We head to the top of the 5th back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
DeArmond certified used vehicles aren't the same as the rest.
Every DeArmond certified vehicle receives a 175-point inspection and comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and DeArmond Care. Wheel, dent, windshield repair, repel paint and windshield protection, and a full tank of fuel.
Buy with confidence, knowing you made a wise decision with DeArmond Certified.
Find DeArmond certified used vehicles at DeArmondFord.com.
Welcome back here to Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire. We head to the top of the 5th. The Jaguars trailing Southeast Polk, the Rams, right now 6th ranked in Class 5A. Jaguars trail 4-1. Southeast Polk has done their damage in the first and second innings. They got a run to start the game and then 3 more in the second. Ross Crawford has come in and done a great job pitching for the Jaguars, but Medina has done an outstanding job for the Jaguars. For the Rams, just got himself out of a huge jam. They're in the top of the bottom of the 4th. Had bases loaded with nobody out, only gave up 1 run. Rams clinging now to that 4-1 lead. They pounded out 7 hits so far tonight. Jaguars only 2 hits so far tonight.
So Ian McDaniel now at the plate. What looked like it should have been called a strike was called a ball.
Yeah, again, that inside corner, pretty consistent zone here tonight. It might have been just a little more inside than some others. He comes right back to the curveball, looking like it's coming to the same spot, breaks out. Good pitch there by Crawford.
So count now 1-1. McDaniel at the dish and called strike 2.
Crawford, no hesitation, even behind in the count to start, to stick with that curveball. Got good control of it.
The 1-2 pitch. Outside, Severson tries to stick it.
Yeah, I like the idea, though, on that location to keep it away, way ahead in the count. Don't want to give anything hittable right now, especially that leadoff batter.
Yeah, I think we've seen some of those pitches before called a strike, but not that time, as that one's going to be swung on and sent high and out. As the packed Jaguar side of fans starts to go scrambling.
Somehow did it find a donkey out there? I'm not sure.
No, I believe that was Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that was Scooby-Doo. Okay, gotcha. I didn't know what that found out there in left field.
As that one's going to be roped out to center, but underneath of it, it's going to be Easton Miller.
I think full 3 steps there for Easton to come in and make that play right to him. Good read of it right off the bat.
So Jack Casey now steps up to the plate, the Ram right fielder. Ross Crawford on the mound. This will be Ross's 3rd inning. The 0-0 pitch swung on, makes it 0-1.
Yeah, Crawford, good job so far in his couple innings that he's pitched, getting ahead in counts. Other than just maybe 1 ball at a time, you haven't seen a 2-0, 3-1 type counts from him.
And 0-2 now the count.
Doing a good job mixing in that curveball with things really working the inside part of the plate, going inside and then inside outside with that curve.
And, of course, Crawford bringing in the first K of the night.
Southeast Polk's got a good batch of hitters over there on Runnels, Altoona, and Mitchellville. Man, I just keep looking outside. And there's a lot of nights we're happy to be here in the air, but tonight, not one of them. Just a beautiful night.
So Severson looking for the appeal to go his way, did not.
Again, one of those situations I'm not sure that he went, but the pitch was really good.
2-2 count. In. Waiting for a late call.
Yeah.
Still waiting. Still waiting. Ball 3.
Yeah, just a little bit up in the zone.
So 3-2 now the count. And that one's going to be off the hands and fouled back.
And he goes back to the curveball, like, again, throwing right at the hitter, breaking inside on the hands.
Yeah, it looks like Crawford's old reliable is that curveball. 3-2.
Ooh.
Swung on and hits Severson. Severson looking for a ball, but the umpire going to give him some time to settle himself.
Reaching back to get it, and the umpire deserted him back there. Yeah, that's a little gamesmanship there from the umpire. You see that a lot of times if an umpire gets hit, you'll see the catcher go out, talk to the pitcher as well, give him a little bit, and Severson took that one right off the noggin on the foul ball, but looks like he's okay.
So 3-2 remains the count. Here's the pitch. Roped over to left. Stewart kicks that one away. And it's
Casey, a solid shot to the left side.
going to be a single with an extra base.
That'll bring up the center fielder, number 10, Carson Casey.
So Carson Casey stepping up to the dish. Left side of the plate. Runner on second for Crawford. And a big lead coming from Casey there on second.
There's a good bit of hitting from Casey as well. Out there, he hung with that count for a long time at full count before he was able to rip one to left. Finally found the pitch he liked. Really nice piece of hitting.
And that one inside.
It's a little different right now watching Crawford throw to a left-handed batter. That curveball doesn't have quite the impact as you go right to left.
Yeah, as a left-handed batter myself, a right-handed curveball does work a little bit better. Then again, harder to see it out of the hand of a right-handed pitcher. That one going to get behind Severson. Everybody starts to scramble to get out of the way.
Severson there again, just gave it an opportunity as a catcher. Didn't show that the ball had gotten away from him. It holds the runner at second base and waited till he started to go back. Then he went back to get the ball. It's tough to see from, what is that, about 103, 104 feet away. Speaking of math, how's your Pythagorean theorem right now? Are you able to hit that 90 squared plus 90 squared and figure that out?
I don't think I've talked about that with a teacher for at least a year.
Yeah, it's common everyday math right now. As you come in, a squared plus b squared equals the hypotenuse right here from home plate to second.
I think it's about 120 feet, something like that.
Is that what it is? It's been a while since I've had to measure that out, and I would not be able to figure out 90 squared plus 90 squared right now in my head. Looks like we got a little break as Coach High wants to come out. Looks like we'll have a pitching change. Be a great opportunity here to talk about Heart of Ankeny Animal Hospital. It's their substitutions as they sponsor all our substitutions here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Soccer coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, All-Star Concrete, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fiscus Jewelers, The Zoom Room Dog Training, Nick Jarash Fitness, Knockerball 118, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, and Reed Plumbing.
Welcome back to the ballpark, and now on the bump for the Jaguars, Sean Stewart. Looking at some of the stats for Sean Stewart. Looks like another first time on the bump this year for one of our Jaguar pitchers, as I don't see his number on my list.
Well, it's one of those situations right now. The Jaguars, they've thrown several, but as you look at it, just the way the schedule is played out this week and heading into next, your top three, just not able to use them right now. You've used them over the last couple of days, and knowing what is in front of you right now, to go through the Jaguars sitting at, what do we say, 14-0 right now, 12-0? 13-0 right now, ranked number one in the state, but the way the schedule's lined up right now, they're going to be really good in the postseason with their top three pitchers, but they've had to go so deep tonight right now into what they've got on the season, and it doesn't help that they have not been able to touch Medina at all for Southeast Polk. He's been really, really good on the hill.
Yeah, only 2 hits given up by Medina. Runners on first and second. Pitch from Stewart. First pitch going to be up for ball one.
Stewart's got some pop on that fastball. Last night at Ankeny, they've got a radar behind home plate, so you can see what the miles per hour is on each pitch in the press box. That was a nice little addition down there on the south side.
That one going to be in for strike one. So 1-1 now the count.
Stewart so far seen a little two-seam fastball and then coming back with a curveball.
So Connor DeWong at the plate for the Rams. The DH.
This situation, the Jaguars need to minimize their losses right now and get back to hitting.
As Stewart looks for the pickoff.
Yep. That
and
was a
balk.
balk.
Is called.
Yep. No doubt about that.
I think Stewart just got a little bit ahead of himself there, looking for the pickoff.
As we see our umpire 2 come in to give the explanation, honestly, from the beginning there wasn't much of a lead anyway. There was really no need to go to the pickoff move anyway, and that advances runners one more base here in high school baseball, well, at every level of baseball, with a balk. Ooh.
And gonna load the bases with a hit by pitch for DeWong.
Stewart was just about to mention he was able to get back into the windup, and he will remain in the windup, I'm sure, right now. Most pitchers are more comfortable that way. as he gets himself set to attack there with bases loaded. Jaguars going to go with corners in, it looks like.
Number 8, Boyd Jones running at first base.
Again, right now it's about minimizing your losses,
19, Maddox.
taking all factors into account. Who's on base, where you're at in the order, who's pitching. A lot of different factors to play in there.
So a courtesy runner now at first for Connor DeWong. Leads you to believe that DeWong may be coming in somewhere in the field.
Yeah, because he's their DH, correct?
Yeah. So 0-2, now the count to O'Connor.
You have big out right now to get for Stewart.
As that
Look
one's
out.
going to be ripped. Oki gets underneath of it. And a run will come across, makes it 5-0.
Brings one home. 2 away. Here's number 1, the left fielder, Alex.
So 2 outs now with a sac fly from O'Connor. Brings up Alex Stewart. Runners on first and third. As that one's sent up high, Isaac Brule calls everyone off. Tracks it down for out number 3. So minimal damage there for the Jaguars, but enough damage to where we'll see how long it takes them to recover. So as we head to the bottom of the 5th, you're watching Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Jaguar Soccer on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, Sinorama Ankeny, West 40 Market, Rainbow of the Heartland, Prairie Trail Sports Complex, Hearts of Ankeny Animal Hospital, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, and Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill.
Coming back to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial, it's still Medina and Medina, your battery. So maybe it was just a weird circumstance, but they did do a courtesy runner for Connor DeWong, who is their DH.
Number 2, Nick Severson.
Severson going to be the leadoff batter for the Jaguars. As I'm pulling things off.
Just throwing stuff all over the place up here.
The 0-0 pitch swung on by Severson for strike 1. So we were talking about on the break working deep into the Jaguars bullpen, and Southeast Polk throwing their ace here tonight, Carson Medina.
Well, and right now the Jaguars can't hit him. He's been outstanding up there, really controlling everything. Even when he's got into trouble, you still feel like he's in control. He just went through a brief spot of, getting a runner on and having to throw from the stretch. Maybe, I don't know if that's I haven't seen the scouting report. I don't know if that's a thing with him, but he certainly, once he got back in the windup, he got out of that in a hurry.
As that one's going to be lined back up to Medina on a one-hop, and Medina handles it, throws it over to Hamilton for out number 1.
Just a night where, after a big emotional sweep last night of the Ankeny Hawks coming back out and playing baseball, is a long season with the games. It's mentioned before, some nights you got to manufacture your own excitement, and Medina has stepped up tonight. And any excitement the Jaguars have had, he certainly quelled right away with his throwing up top.
So 0-2 now the count to Churchman.
He's not wasting any time at all throwing those pitches either. That didn't miss by much.
That one low and in the dirt for ball number 1. 1-2 the count to Churchman. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Swung on for strike 3. I think if Churchman may have left that one out, it could have been called either way. Going the way of the umpire tonight, I think it probably would have been called a strike, but that outside zone has been kind of back and forth all night.
And Medina's pitch, I'm watching. There's some nice movement on there. Even his fastball's got some nice natural movement to it.
Oki, the 0-1 pitch. Oki sends that one to left field, or to right field. I'm left-handed. I'm directionally challenged. So Casey settles under that one for out number 3, and if you're keeping book, that's going to be an F9 for 3.
Back after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Garage Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
Welcome back to the ballpark here at Ankeny Centennial High School. Andy, I'm getting kind of hungry.
Well, I'll tell you what I had for lunch today, the Southwest salad at Cabaret, and that has become one of my favorites. It is they've got this Southwest dressing and the greens that they use, and it has been outstanding for me as my wife makes me eat more veggies. So I ordered that salad at Cabaret, and that and the taco salad. Those have been a couple things I've really started to enjoy right now. When I'm not eating the burger or the tenderloin or the nachos at Cab, I do enjoy a salad, maybe once a week or so, get some more veggies in my diet.
Can't forget about the cheese balls.
Cheese balls are good. And honestly, does anybody have bad cheese balls? Does anybody ever say a place has bad cheese balls?
That is a very fair point. So then the discussion becomes sharp cheddar or white cheddar.
Well, so on a cheese ball, if you can get white cheddar, I will take it 8 days a week.
As Stewart gets the punch out for out number 1.
Cab is there. It's a cheddar at Cab. However, if you get there on the right day, someone's bound to have some cheese from a local locker or some meat sticks from West 40 Market. There's always a little snack getting passed around there shortly after lunch. Yeah, Cabaret's been a great supporter of ours really from the very beginning. I know it's a good hangout for parents after the games at night as well. I'm not sure what that sound effect was. I'm not sure anybody does. No one's taking claim on the sound effect that we just had. We always have a good time up here in the box.
Corbin Medina up to bat for the Rams. 1-2 now the count. Stewart looking for another punch out. As Medina going to take a walk after that one. Looked like it came off the bottom side of the bat, hopped back towards him, and came off of his shin.
Those are tough. It's not anything you usually see guys get injured by. I mean, it certainly can happen, but the sting that happens from those foul off balls, just enough to make you settle down for a little bit.
So 1-2 now the count to Medina, and swung on for strike number 3. So Stewart adding to the K total of the night, making it 3. Preferably you want to see more than just 3 at this point in the night, but take what you can get.
He's been getting outs. That's the important part right now. And as the Jaguars look forward to the batting, the sticks are going to have to catch up here. They're down to just 6 outs right now to be able to make up the 4-run differential that they've got.
0-1 the count to Supernaut. Outside. One the count.
Oh, I like that pitch.
And a beautiful pitch. Found the strike zone, makes it 1-2.
Just a really late breaking curveball comes in on the inside corner of the plate.
Had Supernaut moving out of the way, and there's swung on for strike 3.
Good inning there from Stewart, and the Jaguars, again, got to get some runs back. We'll see if they can do it as we head to the bottom of the 6th after this on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
Well, welcome back to the ballpark. Score 5-1 Rams. Not necessarily a score you want to see so far yet tonight, but 2 innings of play left, or inning and a half, I should say.
Jaguars undefeated, ranked number 1 in the state. Certainly would be a little bit of an upset tonight. I mean, we know how talented the Rams are coming into this game ranked 6th, and so much about baseball that doesn't apply to softball is that pitcher versus pitcher matchup tonight, and Medina certainly have the Jaguar bats fooled.
So 1-2 the count to Kyle Miller. And that one going to be low and in the dirt for ball 2.
The only inning the Jags have been able to get a run on the board, they got that leadoff runner on. That's going to be so important right now to get him up there.
The 2-2 pitch, swung on, sent shortstop, thrown over, and will be there for out number 1. So that'll bring up Sean Stewart, who is now on the mound for the Jaguars. The 0-0 pitch to Stewart, shown bunt, and it'll be ball 1.
It's kind of that surprise bunt right now, not a sacrifice or anything like that, obviously, with no one on base, but just trying to figure out any way to get a base runner on here against Medina.
As Stewart sends that one high. And tracked down by the first baseman, Hamilton. So Hamilton been included on both of the outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Already 2 away for the Jaguars. Lucas Brule, the batter, and looks like out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Jaguars. And we head to the top of the 7th. You're watching Centennial Digital on CISN, driven by Freedom Tire.
DeArmond certified used vehicles aren't the same as the rest.
Every DeArmond certified vehicle receives a 175-point inspection and comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and DeArmond Care. Wheel, dent, windshield repair, repel paint and windshield protection, and a full tank of fuel.
Buy with confidence, knowing you made a wise decision with DeArmond Certified.
Find DeArmond certified used vehicles at DeArmondFord.com.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Welcome back to the ballpark as Nick Severson looking like he's in some pain. Not what you want to see as we enter the top of the 7th.
Not sure what just happened there in the warm-up, but Severson went down in a heap.
And his stance just looked off there in that final pitch.
Yeah, him and the umpire are having a conversation right now. I'm just not sure what just happened. It might have taken one off the thigh. Off the quad. Maybe a little more intimate than that.
Here is number 15, the shortstop, Ian McDaniel.
So first pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Sounds like Severson may have a little pain in the stomach there from a pitch that skipped in the dirt.
He'll just shake it off. He'll be fine.
Taylor Swift's not here yet.
Yeah, that's true. Not yet.
One and 2 now the count to Ian McDaniel. Top of the Rams order. And Churchman going to do the PFP for out number 1.
Yeah, the important part right now, just get to that bottom of the 7th. Give yourself a chance to win it, but it's going to start with some base runners. The Jags at the bottom of their order coming out. Obviously take care of business here, but yeah, they're going to have to figure out a way to solve Medina's pitching.
Yeah, Medina definitely working the pitch count well here here in this game tonight, as that one sent out to Easton Miller for out number 2. So yeah, like I said, Carson Medina working his pitch count well, keeping it minimal pitches that he needs to per inning. As that one's in there for strike number 1.
Don't forget, after the game, we'll have our Lamberti, Goki, and Lucci Law Player of the Game, your local attorneys with a team to fit your legal needs. Reach out to them at LGL Law. They can help you out. They've certainly been great to a lot of my clients.
Severson throw down to first for out number 3. And 2-3 in the scorebook as we head to the bottom of the 7th to see if the Jaguars can come back from a 5-1 deficit.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
So Narco being played over the speakers, looking for some hype throughout the crowd.
Jaguars have really only threatened once in this game.
As Carson Medina still on the bump for the Rams. As Churchman sends that one. Gonna try and get there, and he gets there by at least a step.
Well, and that's what the Jaguars are going to need right now. One by one.
So I believe I said Churchman. That was actually Jack Compton up at bat. So Compton now over at first.
Brule now the bunt threat. Not just to sacrifice, but Brule's got the wheels to get to first safely as well.
And first pitch in from the stretch is strike one. The stretch is where we have seen Medina struggle here in this game.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure that may not even be the right term for it, because it was struggle to like 2 batters, and then he was back to normal. So
Isaac Brule fouls that one back.
It's tough to find a flaw in what Medina's done tonight, as he's just kind of mystified these Jaguar hitters. Never able to string a whole lot together. They threatened in the fourth, only got 1 run out of it.
As Coach High slowly sticks a foot out there to maybe try and stop the ball, but not much effort put into it.
Token interference.
Yeah. 0-2 the count to Isaac Brule. Jack Compton on first. Brule sends that one to Stewart in left. So 1 out now for the Jaguars as we head to the top of the order. 1 out.
Here's the top of the order. Center fielder, number 16, Easton Miller.
Easton Miller now up to bat. Nick Severson on deck. The 0-0 pitch finds the outside of the zone for strike one.
Pickoff move over there to first base, and back in there safe. 0-1 the count right now to Miller.
And ball gets past Medina, the catcher. Medina, not the pitcher.
Better clarify that one.
Camden, or Corbin.
Corbin Medina.
I'll get names right eventually.
Again, a little bit of, bottom of the 7th. We'll eventually get names right.
So that'll put Compton on second on a pass ball. Easton Miller up to bat. 1-1 the count. Inside, ball 2.
Jaguars would like to threaten here. You got to see if you can fill up first base first of all.
The 2-1 pitch. Inside and in the dirt for ball 3.
This is where we saw the walks before from Medina, as we mentioned. His working from the stretch almost right now with a situation leading by 4 runs. You almost want to say, hey, buddy, just go back to the windup right now, as he was much more effective from that.
The 3-1 pitch called ball 4. And Easton Miller gets the free pass to first. So Nick Severson now steps up to the plate. Severson does have 2 home runs on the year. 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. As he sends that one foul, Coach High getting nowhere near that one. The 0-1 pitch sent sky high by Severson to left field. Compton looked like he was going to try for it, but then decided to stay safe and
at this point, his value as a base runner is way more worth it to the Jaguars than any out or advancing to third that he could possibly have.
So the Medinas meet up in between home and the mound. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Damon Churchman up to bat. Churchman was definitely one of the clutch hitters last year. Oh, 1 the count to Churchman. Here's the pitch, low and in the dirt for ball 1. 1-1 the count.
Boy, I'd love to have an opportunity to get to have bases loaded and bring that tying run to the plate. Ooh.
Outside, ball 2.
Yeah, that did not miss by a whole lot. Still life in the old Jaguars right now.
Ball 3 called low. So a hitter's count, 3-1. At this point, I think you've got the green light, 3-1. As takes the swing, looks over to first, and he called him out.
That's the final there. Jaguars lose their first game of the season right now, 5-1. We'll be back with the West 40 Market postgame show here on Centennial Digital, driven by Freedom Tire.
Soccer coverage on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, All-Star Concrete, Lincoln Savings Bank, member FDIC, Fiscus Jewelers, The Zoom Room Dog Training, Nick Jarash Fitness, Knockerball 118, Wendy Thompson, an affiliate of Humble Travel, and Reed Plumbing.
Well, welcome to our West 40 Market postgame show. Sounds like the Lamberti Goki Lucci player of the game going to Sean Stewart, leading 2 scoreless innings. As your final score, 5-1 Rams, and the Jaguars lose their first game of the year.
Yeah, tonight Jaguars just never able to solve that pitching in Medina, never able to get anything rolling. Threatened in the fourth, got the leadoff runner on at bases loaded with nobody out, but just only able to punch one across, and by that point the damage had been done. So just not getting the bats going tonight, that really made the Jaguars struggle.
Yeah, a great game thrown by Medina, I will say that. Jaguars just never really able to catch up with him. He worked great from the stretch when he had the chance to do so, or worked great from the windup when he had the chance to do so.
Yeah, just a beautiful night here. The Jaguars, after an emotional doubleheader win last night, sweep of the Ankeny Hawks, just tonight just kind of flat, and I think Medina had a lot to do with that. In fact, we don't normally give the player of the game to the opposing team, but I think tonight he would be the one that gets it. And Southeast Polk, deservedly so, they give the Jaguars their first loss of the year, and move on. It was a big matchup tonight, but they'll play each other again here in a couple weeks, a doubleheader at Southeast Polk, and chance for the Jaguars maybe find a different pitching matchup at that time. Maybe don't see Medina and a different Jaguar pitcher, and who knows how things work out. But such a big part of high school baseball is what the pitching matchup happens to be that evening.
Well, folks, with that, that's going to do it here tonight. Once again, your final score, Rams 5, Jaguars 1. Thank you all for watching. You are watching Centennial Digital on CISN, driven by Freedom Tire. This is Kate Tomlinson signing off.
Jaguar Soccer on Centennial Digital is driven by Freedom Tire and brought to you by these generous local businesses. Lamberti Goki Lucci Law, Weichert Realtors, the 515 Agency, 72 Degrees, your comfort company, Sinorama Ankeny, West 40 Market, Rainbow of the Heartland, Prairie Trail Sports Complex, Hart Ankeny Animal Hospital, the Ankeny Real Estate Group, and Cabaret Sports Bar and Grill.
So when an athlete walks into Nick Drosh Fitness, the one thing we want them to know is that this is a phenomenal community. We have the best coaching. We have the best technology. We have the programming that can help them succeed. So whether it's trying to get on JV for the first time, going to that next level on varsity, going from a second string to an all-state player, we have the tools, we have the programming and the coaching in order to take each individual to their next level.
West 40 Market in Uptown Ankeny is your place to shop for the best meats, steaks, brats, jerky, and everything in between. Let us be your one-stop shop for all your favorite cuts, all raised on local Iowa farms. Shopping local never tasted so good.
Everything we do is here to benefit the client. Every decision that's needed to be made, the first question you should ask is, does this benefit the client, and is this the best thing for the client?
Our goal is to make a difference. We have the tools, resources, training, and leadership to make a difference in our agents' lives and their careers. And then they can then take that to make a difference in their clients' lives and ultimately make a difference in our communities.
We are available basically 24/7 to make sure that our agents are getting the support they need to look like $1 million in front of their clients.
DeArmond certified used vehicles aren't the same as the rest.
Every DeArmond certified vehicle receives a 175-point inspection and comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 2-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and DeArmond Care. Wheel, dent, windshield repair, repel paint and windshield protection, and a full tank of fuel.
Buy with confidence, knowing you made a wise decision with DeArmond Certified.
Find DeArmond certified used vehicles at DeArmondFord.com.